So hello lovelies, here I am again, sharing some more. I decided I wanted to tell you a bit more about what my project is that I'm doing around writing a book, because it might be of some interest to all my lovely female friends out there. The book is about what happens when we get to kind of 40 plus, maybe a little bit early for some people, maybe a little bit later. But when we reach this place in life where kids are growing up or grown up, or like for me, my kids have left home. Sometimes you might be single. Sometimes you might be in a relationship that has you wishing you were single. No, I didn't mean that really. But sometimes I think you get to a point where there's like a new beginning. I guess I've likened it to like a rebirthing. Some might call it a midlife crisis. But for me, in the past few years, as I've been perimenopausal and menopausal, I've just come out the other side. Oh God, sorry. Oh God, this video is going so well. So I'm not going to do another take though. I'm just going to carry. I'm just going to keep going. So menopause, yeah. And everything looks different. You know, I'm no longer a full-time kind of carer of kids and husbands, and not that I've had lots of husbands. I'm not. I got to a point where my job didn't feel right anymore, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And you start questioning things, and you spent so long being somebody's wife, somebody's mother. I mean, God, for years. I remember being. I don't think I had a name. I was very much like, oh, that's Noah's mum. That's Dulcie's mum. I'm sure some of the mums didn't actually know who I was. And I've come out the other side now, and it's like that I have a different level of kind of knowing of who I am, and I can be a bit more feisty, a bit more. I think through being a mum, I fitted in. Life was about routine, about providing, about security, and it's not like that anymore. It's just me, and so I get to choose. I get to do whatever I want to do. I didn't quite realise I could have had that before. So I've been meeting a lot of women recently, a lot of women that I feel rather lost. They've got lots of physical symptoms going on, you know, things to do with menopause. You know, the bodies are changing. You know, some even say, you know, once we get through the other side of being reproductive machines that can produce children, or, you know, we've got to the point where we're, you know, in the idea of what natural beauty is, you know, we start losing some of that because our bodies change, our skin changes, you know, everything's changing. And, you know, some feel quite redundant. And I discovered when I was in work at the last place I was working, you know, I experienced a lot of women that felt like, you know, they'd lost who they were. Nobody was listening to them. Some have said they even felt like they were quite invisible, you know, no longer caring for people, didn't quite know what their purpose was. And this was happening more and more. People were coming in with all these different symptoms, you know, to do with menopause. And, you know, because I'm a nutritionist as well, I could help them, point them in that direction. And so when I decided to put my life in storage, I liken it to put my life in storage and take my dreams out of storage. That's from a wonderful song that I love, by Passenger, by the way. Because I think a lot of the times when we're going through life, we put our dreams in storage and we just get on with life. I don't want to do that anymore. And I want to inspire other women to do the same thing. I want to help point them in the direction of finding their own health, finding their own happiness, finding and what it is they want to do, and helping them to create what it is they want to create in the world. Because I've been there a few years now, looking at what it is I want and stepping into the unknown, because that can feel like it's a bit scary, because we don't know what it is, where it leads us. My experience so far, it's led me to some really exciting places, and it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. And so my project is all around that. It's around helping women, really, helping women to find their place in this next stage of life, whether they've had kids or not, but normally, quite often we get to a point when we're in our 50s. I've discovered this is also linked to the change in hormones, that naturally we go from, when we reach adolescence, our life is very much about nurturing and caring. We're set up to, even the way our bodies change and how everything is about, we look beautiful, and it's about attracting somebody to help us, keep the race going, keep us producing, and then we have babies and we care for them and nurture them. When we hit kind of menopause time, the way the hormones shift and change has us focusing less outside of us and more inside of us. And in my experience, sometimes that gets you kind of named as being a bit selfish, because no longer am I looking after everybody else, but I'm starting to look after me. And that's where my journey has led me to. And so now I've been doing lots of reading, research, exploring, and been on my own journey. And now I want to share it with other women. So I want to do that through my programs, but also through my book that I'm writing. So if there are any women out there that have kind of been on this journey and have any stories that they'd like to share, that would be great. That would be wonderful. If any women are out there struggling with this, then yeah, please get in touch as well, because I've got lots to share. Not just the more kind of, emotional, spiritual aspect of it, but also the practical, kind of things we can do to help deal with symptoms of menopause. So I'm noticing now that I'm at 7 minutes, and I kind of planned on this being about a 2-minute video. So I'm going to go. But I'm going to share little bits. I'm going to come on and share different things I'm just inspired to share in the moment rather than planning it. If there's things you want to know, then reach out and let me know. Maybe I can talk about those. But thank you for listening. And day 2 down, and it's got slightly easier. Take care, everybody.